A function is a special type of predefined command set that performs some operation and returns a single value. The string functions of MySQL can manipulate the text string in many ways. Some commonly used string functions are being discussed in this video. So here we have the text functions of MySQL. Upper or U case, L case or the lower case, that means the small letters or the small alphabets, mid or substring, and then length, then left, right, L trim, R trim, and the trim function will be discussed in this video. So let's have a look at each one of these. Starting with the uppercase or U case, which means to convert to uppercase or to the capital alphabet. Suppose we are writing a text in small letters and we want to convert to uppercase, then we can use upper. So let me show you on how to use these functions in MySQL. So we are using the select command. So let us select the uppercase of the text. So here upper or U case converts the text to uppercase. So here the text name is large and we want to convert to uppercase. So here you can see I've given a text as sentence case with capital L and then small letters. But here it is changing to all capital letters. So here if I write my name or my channel with capital letters, then all are displaying in capital only. That means the uppercase, because I wrote in uppercase. So let me change to the small letters. So here the string that are being provided inside as parameters will be converted to uppercase. So here you can see it is converted to uppercase using the upper function. Similarly, you can use U case. U case is converting the string being provided into uppercase. Next is the L case or the lower. That means whatever text that are being provided, be it small or capital letters or sentence text, that means the first alphabet is capital, all these will be converted into smaller case. So using the L case or the lower, it will returns the argument in lowercase. So here I am writing the argument in capital letters. So if I use L case, these will be converted into lowercase. As you can see here, all the text being provided or the substring are being returned in lowercase. Let me write the name here. So let me write as tutorial. So here you can see the name of the column is being changed into tutorial. You can compare the previous one and this one. Next, let us use the lower function. So by changing lower, we are getting the same result or the same output. So you can see here lower and case function returns the argument in lowercase. Next is the mid or the substring function, which returns the substring as being specified by us. So here we have to change to MID, which is the middle. So we have to specify also the starting and ending position of the substring. Suppose here starting is 3 and ending is 5. So from this argument, we can see the alphabet V is in the 3rd position and Y is in the 5th position. So next is using the substring, but let me show you here. Mid or substring or sub-str will returns the substring. So let me use the substring. So here we can see 1 till 8, and the space is also being counted here. If there is space in the given argument, that space is also being counted. So here you can see the word lovely J is being displayed along with the space. Here remember to specify the starting position as well as the ending position of the substring that you want to extract from the given string. So now I have changed the keyword substring to sub-str. So this function now is same only. That means it returns the substring as specified. So here you can see it is returning that word, that substring that you want to extract. Next is the length function. So it will returns in bytes, that means in numbers. So how much is the length of that string or of that argument that is being provided? It will count all those and it will return the length of a string in bytes. So let me show you on how to do that. Remember, we have to use the length function. So using the select command itself, let me select the length of this string. So let me give another string. Learning MySQL. If you count these alphabets, you will get the length of this string. So here I'm getting the length as 15. That means there are 15 alphabets in this string. So if you change any word here, you'll get accordingly. So here let me remove a space. There is a space before L. If I keep also it's okay, but that space will be counted, and here before M also there is a space. So all those space also are being counted. So that's why here the word learning MySQL is 15. Next is the left. That means to extract a number of characters from the left side of the string. and we have to specify also the position. So here let me change left function, and then this is the argument that I'm going to pass for this function, and I specify as 5. That means count from the left 5 number of characters from a string. So I'm getting 5. That means LEARN. So there are 5 alphabets. So the number of characters in this string is 5. So let me rename this column. Now you can see the name of the column here is displaying left learning MySQL 5. And let me change to this word left. So here we are getting the output. You can compare those two, this currently and the previous one. Next is for the right function. Right function extracts a number of characters from a string but start counting from the right side. So by changing the function name here, right, we are getting a different output. As you can see here, it is counting from the right side, 5 characters. So let me name here as right. 5 characters from the right side of the word learning MySQL is not LEARN anymore, but it is MySQL. So you can compare here how to use the left function and the right function to extract the string. Then remember to specify the number of characters that you want to extract, be it from the left side or from the right side. Now let me show you on how to use with tables. So I'm using the database name, and then let me select some records, all the records from the students table. So here we have 3 records and the name of the table is students. Now let me change all the names of these 3 records into uppercase. So this is the way of changing those records into uppercase. Just remember, you can use upper or UCase to change into uppercase. That means to returns the argument in uppercase. Here the argument is the name of the student. So as you can see, now I am displaying only for student 2. So the name of student 2 is in capital letters. Similarly, if you want to change into small letters, so here you can see in lowercase, I'm using the lower function. In the original table, the word L and J are capital, but here you can see after using the lower function, it is returning into lowercase. Next, to subtract, to get the substring from this string. So let me get the name of a student from this table. I am specifying the starting and the ending position for student 2. Now for student 1, you can see here, and then now let me change here the ending position. So here you can see, it is up to you on how much you want to extract the substring from that argument. So here for ID 3 I've changed to 4 and 6. So the name Nancy is being extracted only from 4 to 6. That means C and Y, and this is the original Nancy. Next is length. Here you can see the word Nancy is being displayed because I've changed to 1 and 6. Yes, 1 and 6. Next is length function. So for ID 3, the name Nancy, there are 5 characters. So the length of the string is 5. Now if I want to extract a number of characters from the left side of the student name, so we can use the left function. So here the left function for the student name, then how much you want to display. So I want only 5. So 5 characters from the left is being displayed for ID 3. Now let me change to ID 1. Now you can see here only 5 are being displayed, and those are being counted from the left. Similarly, for the right function, you can just use the right function. So here for the same student, I'm displaying for student 1, and we are getting a different output because in the previous example we used the left and now the right. So these are the original names. You see, if you want to extract the right, it is counting from backward. So now let us have a look at some more text functions. First is INSTR, which returns the first occurrence of a string in another number. Suppose the alphabet E is repeated twice or thrice in the string or in the argument. Only the first occurrence of that string will be returned. So we have done all these. Next we will be doing the next functions which are left. Let me explain to you here. So starting with INSTR, then LTRM, then RTRM and TRM. So let me show to you on how to use the INSTR function. So here let me provide an argument as my tutorial. So here you can see the word in my tutorial 3, the number 3. It is not there in the string my tutorial, so it is not displaying anything. It displays 0 because it is a string. And if you want to see the occurrence of that string, you should provide a string itself. But here I wrote 3 as a string within double quotations. Still we got 0. Now I wrote IP. IP is not there in the word my tutorial. So again we are getting 0. So if you want to use INSTR, make sure that you are using the string which is there, the character which is there in that string. because it will returns the first occurrence of that string. So here let me give another example. Let me show you on how to use the instr. So if we want to select, we have to be careful with this second argument. Suppose here, let me leave the first argument as it is, and let me change here for IA. There is a substring IA in the string tutorial. So here it will not say 0 anymore. If I wrote IP, there the output is 0, but if I wrote IA, the answer is 9. So the occurrence is in the 9th position. So here I'm changing to TU, and let me change here to another substring. So the arguments here, if I change, just to show you on how it works. So students here, TU, so students STU, TU is T is occurring in the second position, so 2. ENT is there, students, so it's showing the position, the first occurrence of a string. Next here, S. If you write S, there are 2 S in the word students, but it is displaying only the first occurrence. That means here in this example, it is in number 1, the first position. Next for ltrim, if you want to remove the leading space of the characters, then you can use ltrim, and there should be space before those arguments so that it will be easy for you to test. So here I'm providing space before the alphabet S. So you don't have to specify the position or the second argument. So here it is being trimmed. The leading space of this argument students is being replaced. So here let me provide some more space so that you can be very easily identify this space. So here you can notice that in the output the space is not being returned. So the ltrim, it trimmed from the left, whereas here for the rtrim, it is counting from the right side. So if you want to remove the trailing space, then you can use the rtrim. So here the space, let me provide some more space. So you can see, after providing the space, the right side is being trimmed. So ltrim is from the left, that means from the leading space, and rtrim is the trailing space characters of a string. So it will remove from the right side. But the trim function is used to remove both from the left and from the right side. So here in this argument we have space both from the left and right. So here it is removing both using the trim function. If you use a column name here, you can get the output clearly for ltrim and rtrim and trim. Select trim students as trim, then you will get the output which is much more clear. If I use the table, so here let me use the table name students using INSTR for student ID 1. So here you can see the alphabet L is in the first position number 1. The first occurrence of the alphabet L is in 1. So here you can see this original records in this original table. So, let me change the for ID 3. So N, there are two alphabets N for ID 3 and it's showing only 1 because first N is in the first position. And for ID 2, so the substring E, the character E is in the fourth position. So let me use ltrim for the name of these students. Now you can see I've written in the form of string within quotations, so it's display like that. But if I remove these two quotations here, opening and closing, output is different. So here let me trim using the ltrim for the name of the student from this student table. Let me now use the rtrim. Since in the original records there are no space from both the left and right side, you cannot see any difference, but if you want to test, you can provide spaces from the leading space and the trailing of the name of students. I hope you are clear whatever we are discussing in this video. Thank you for watching.